Are you looking for quick growing, fast flowering, and simple to care for native wildflowers that will draw pollinators and birds to your yard? Well, you are in the right place, because I'm going to cover 7 native wildflowers that tick all of those boxes. Let's get right into them, starting with the super popular and easy to grow plants in the genus Rudbeckia, the Susans. Every pollinator garden should include a species of Rudbeckia. They are great for pollen specialist bees, with 29 species relying on pollen from them. In addition, all types of pollinators are drawn to their yellow to orange blooms, including native bees, honeybees, and all types of butterflies. Caterpillars also find them tasty, and the Rudbeckias are known to host 20 species, including the spiky black caterpillars of the silvery checker spot butterfly. The seed is eaten by game birds, including northern bobwhite and wild turkey, along with several species of songbirds like chickadees and goldfinches. This is a diverse group, and there are around 16 species in eastern North America. I did a video where I discuss a couple of the commonly planted species of Susans that I will link in the description. If you love learning about native wildflowers that provide for pollinators and caterpillars and are also food sources for birds and other critters, then be sure to pollinate that like button. Next up are the beautiful and super popular plants in the genus Coreopsis, the Tickseeds. These easy-to-grow natives are relied upon by 22 species of pollen specialist bees, and the yellow or yellow-red bicolored flowers are also a hit with other native bees, honeybees, and butterflies. At least 7 species of caterpillar feed on the foliage, including those of the common tan wave. The seeds feed a wide range of songbirds like sparrows and finches, and game birds like northern bobwhite. The tickseeds are a rather large group of plants, and around 23 species can be found in eastern North America. I'm covering the plants in this video very broadly, at the genus level for the most part, because there are several plants in each genus that are commonly planted in the pollinator garden. If you would like to see a deep dive into the individual species within each genera, then let me know down in the comments. If you are trying to decide which species of, let's say, Rudbeckia or Coreopsis to plant in your own garden, a great place to find out what is native to and grows best in your location is your state's Native Plant Society. Just about every state has one, and they are a great resource when it comes to specifics for local native plant gardening. Now we come to one of my favorite native wildflowers. Plants in the genus Symphyotrichum, the fall asters. This is a large genus, and there are around 52 species of fall aster native to eastern North America. They have a strong attraction to pollinators, and their pollen is vital to 33 species of pollen specialist bees, and their white, purple, or blue blooms attract all sorts of native bees, honeybees, and butterflies. Fall asters are also excellent caterpillar host plants and are known to host 100 species of caterpillar, including those of the pearl crescent butterfly. As their name suggests, many species bloom late in the summer and into the fall, with some even blooming into early winter. This makes them an excellent late-season pollen and nectar source, and is just one of the many reasons they should be part of every pollinator garden. The fall asters make an excellent native alternative to garden mums. I made a video where I discussed the native fall asters in a bit more detail that I will link in the description. Most of the plants I'm covering in this video are considered keystone plants in eastern North America, due to their support of pollen specialist bees and use as caterpillar host plants. The idea of using native keystone plants in home landscaping was brought to the public by Tallamy in his book, Bringing Nature Home. This book is considered a must-read in the native plant world, and if you haven't read it, I encourage you to do so. I'll put links in the description to both the print and Kindle versions of the book, and I will also put a link where you can listen to the audiobook for free with an Audible free trial sign-up. This is an affiliate link, which simply means we get a commission if you purchase the book. No extra cost to you. We simply get a small commission from the seller, which helps support the channel. Next is another great group of late summer and fall bloomers. The plants in the genus Solidago, the Goldenrods. These familiar plants are pollinator powerhouses, and their large, bright yellow pollen granules are gathered by 42 species of pollen specialist bees. The blooms also attract a host of native bees, from small sweat bees to large bumblebees, along with honeybees, a multitude of wasp species, and tons of butterflies and moths. Beetles and hoverflies of many types are also drawn to goldenrod blooms. Goldenrod is also an important caterpillar host plant, with 104 species of caterpillar known to feed upon it, including the caterpillars of the cool-looking, wavy-lined emerald moth. The prolific seeds are eaten mainly by small songbirds like sparrows, juncos, and finches. There are a ton of goldenrod species, and around 74 of them can be found in eastern North America. Many of the goldenrod species are a bit too aggressive for a pollinator garden, but there are plenty that behave well in a garden setting. I did a video covering several species of goldenrod suitable for pollinator gardens that I will link in the description. Many of the pollen specialist bees that rely on the pollen from the plants in this video are solitary ground nesting species, often referred to as mining or digger bees. Just as important to these species as having the proper pollen to feed their young is having an area of bare ground in which they can nest. We have a podcast that goes deep into the world of solitary ground nesting bees. If you would like to learn more about these fascinating insects, I will have a link to the podcast in the description. Just to be clear, these native solitary mining bees are small, docile, and shy. Please don't confuse them with social ground nesting wasps like Yellowjackets. This next group of native wildflowers is one we are all familiar with, the plants in the genus Helianthus, the sunflowers. The sunflowers are known for their bright yellow blooms and production of seeds, which are loved by songbirds and game birds, as well as small mammals like chipmunks and even bigger critters like deer and black bears. The blooms are visited by a whopping 50 species of pollen specialist bees and are also sought out by other native bees, honeybees, and butterflies. Sunflowers are excellent caterpillar host plants, and 66 species are known to feed on them, including the weird-looking caterpillars of the awesome giant leopard moth. With 33 species of sunflower native to eastern North America, there is likely a species that will fit into your pollinator garden plan. And now we come to a single species. Because I thought this list needed a milkweed on it, so I picked one that is adapted to a wide range of soil conditions. Swamp milkweed, also known as rose milkweed, Asclepias incarnata, which has a huge range in eastern North America. As its name suggests, this milkweed is adapted to wet to moist soils and is often seen growing in wetlands. It will, however, do well in a garden setting with moist, well-drained soils and is a good rain garden candidate. It will grow in full sun to partial shade, but will look its best in full sun. A key feature of swamp milkweed are the striking deep to light pink blossoms that appear from June through August and are attractive to a wide range of pollinators. The long, narrow seed pods form in the late summer and add fall and winter visual interest. This is a larger milkweed and will be from 3 to 5 feet tall with a 2 to 3 foot spread. One of the main reasons it is a good choice for a butterfly garden is its slow, clumping growth habit. If you have dry soil conditions, then butterfly milkweed may be a better choice for your garden. I will put a link in the description to a video where I discuss butterfly milkweed. Most people planting milkweed, and when I say milkweed, I am referring to any of the 70+ species in the genus Asclepias native to North America, are doing so because it is the larval host plant for the monarch butterfly. But by planting milkweed, you are helping far more species than just the monarch. In fact, over 450 species of insects are known to feed on some part of the milkweed plant. In addition to the monarch, at least 3 other species use milkweed as a larval host plant. These include a relative of the monarch, the queen butterfly, and the scrub brush-looking milkweed tussock moth caterpillars. Native bees are highly attracted to milkweed, and a wide range of species can be found utilizing the flowers, from some of the smallest species up to the big lumbering bumblebee. Beetles of all types can be found on milkweed. Some come for the nectar and pollen, others are there for the sap. Beetles commonly seen on milkweed include the bright red milkweed longhorn beetle, soldier beetles, flower beetles, and in the western United States, the cobalt milkweed beetle. Wasps of several species are also drawn to the fragrant blooms, as are many species of flower flies. A close look at the flowers will often reveal ants working the blooms. Of course, butterflies and moths of all types are drawn to the abundant flowers. There are tons of insects drawn to milkweed as a food source. Of course, all of the insects coming to feed on the milkweed attract predatory insects and spiders that want to feed on them. Mantids, assassin bugs, and spiders are a common sight in a blooming milkweed patch. Everybody wants some early spring blooms in the garden, and a super easy to grow and incredibly beautiful native wildflower that supplies them is Eastern Columbine. Aquilegia canadensis is a perennial native wildflower with a native range that includes most of eastern North America. It is a nice size for smaller gardens and grows from 1 to 3 feet tall, including the flower stalk, and has a spread of 1 to 1.5 feet. It will spread slowly as a clump from the roots of the plant, but can spread much quicker by other means, which I will get to in a bit. The deep green foliage with pinkish stems looks great in the garden, but the main reason Eastern Columbine is planted is for the gorgeous red and yellow trumpet-shaped flowers with their distinctive nectar spurs. Blooms appear from March through May, timed just right for the return of the ruby-throated hummingbirds in many areas. In addition to hummingbirds, the flowers are also attractive to other pollinators that can access the deep nectar spurs, mainly bumblebees, butterflies, and moths. Smaller native bee species will also visit the flowers to gather pollen, but they can't reach the nectar. The flowers are replaced with cool-looking brown seed pods in summer. The pods are filled with small, round, black seeds, and there are a lot of them per pod. Columbine is a prolific seed producer, and the seed tends to have a high germination rate, which brings us to the other way it can spread. Unless you keep Columbine deadheaded, it will drop seed and it will spread. I am perfectly okay with this in my gardens. Perhaps you are not. Everybody has different goals and objectives. The seedlings transplant well and can be dug up, placed in a pot to get some size on them, and planted in another location. Though not a major attraction, some seed is eaten by small songbirds such as sparrows. The plants in this video are excellent providers for pollinators that are also easy to grow and readily available from native plant nurseries. But how do you choose plants for a pollinator garden so that they have the most benefit for native bees and other pollinators over the course of the entire growing season? I made a video that gives a breakdown on how to do just that, and you can watch it right here. And be sure to take some time and enjoy nature in your backyard.